lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
I hope you're ready. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, we got car restarts up to go. Green flag is out and we're underway.
Just a few laps into this. Oh, the 37's getting loose. Oh, and he saves it. Oh, they're going 3 wide.
We've got a 5-way fight for the win of this race coming to 4 laps to go. He's gonna win it here in spectacular fashion.
Done with Phoenix for a while.
From Phoenix Raceway, the INVets Truck Series is ready to get down and dirty in the desert tonight of Arizona. Good evening, everyone, and welcome of course, to the Tony Trapassa Memorial Broadcast Booth, where I, Dave Regal, am going to be alongside my partner in crime and my brother from another mother, Mr. Jordan Brockell, as we bring you all the action tonight here in the Goat Locker Racing Family's INVets Truck Series. Live on Sim Racing Media, we want to thank you for tuning in, and wherever you may be and however you may be listening, thanks for making us a part of your evening, because we'll be with you every step of the way. From the green flag to the checkered flag, right here on Sim Racing Media. And Jordan, here we are, week number 7 of the season, and after 6 weeks of action here in this series, we've had 6 different winners, and I feel like that's got to be something that we can't ignore.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, to have such a vast, amount of winners is not something you normally see, especially in such a small season like this. Normally, you see a guy who can kind of pull away, put himself in his own category, and kind of run away with things. But tonight, I think this is me putting the bat into the outfield, calling my Babe Ruth shot, saying I think we see a repeat winner. And if I had to be honest, it's going to be Joseph McWhorter, in my honest opinion.
Yeah, McWhorter's been incredible all season long. Of course, last week, Travis Bieber in the 114 brought home the bacon to Ole PA. And I'll tell you what, man, he won the thriller out there by literally 300th of a second. Joseph McWhorter came in second. His brother Brett Bieber finished in third. So it was basically Joseph McWhorter was between a pair of Biebers, if you will. And last week was just incredible to watch from start to finish. These guys every week put on a better and better show. I mean, I don't know how to quantify it any other way. And we can see that even here in something as simple as the points. I mean, Joseph McWhorter with a win, David Duke, Travis Bieber now, Jesse Whittington, and Barrett Morton, all with W's tonight. And that, of course, locks them right into the playoffs, with relative ease. Just above the playoff cut line is going to be Alex McQueen. Now, the interesting thing for McQueen is that he's 5 points to the good. Jim Kaufman is 5 points below the cut line. So that's going to be a situation that we keep our eyes on all night long, especially as Kaufman's had a little bit, we'll just say some bad luck out on the racetrack the last several weeks, as right now it looks like Joseph McWhorter is currently our pole sitter here. And, we've talked about Phoenix over the years, you and I have. And to me, it's just this place changes every time, no matter what the vehicle is and what the time of day is. And, I mean, tonight, of course, as we settle in here, we see another interesting set of basically race conditions. 74 degrees here in the desert, 77 degrees in the asphalt. For these trucks, that's going to make things real grippy, real easy.
Yeah, and I think it's going to help with that transition to the dog leg a little bit, because with some of the other cars, especially the next gen, it can be kind of tricky to get to that apron. You kind of bounce that next gen car, the 7th gen car, I guess is what we're calling it now, finally. It kind of, with the independent suspension in that car, kind of throws off the balance of the car. You can easily snap around. But with these trucks and also in the Xfinity car, it's a little bit more stable. We'll see those guys kind of really be able to just throw it onto that apron with how much grip we have, and if they start to slide, be able to kind of hold on to it. So it's going to be a fun one to watch.
Without a doubt. Of course, now tonight we get to turn our attention to our pole winner, which once again it looks like it's going to be Joseph McWhorter, as he is going to be awarded the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award tonight. And of course, Jam Printing and Promotions, you've heard about them all season long. Out of Plainfield, Indiana, they are local and veteran certified, and when they do well, they can do more good in the community. Since forming in 2013, Jam has contributed printing and promotional sponsorships to more than 60 local nonprofits, with a primary focus on organizations that assist veterans, women, and children. They've been with Goat Locker Racing since the very beginning, and they provide GLR with all promotional items, including shirts, hats, decals, dog tags, you name it. Jam is GLR's go-to promotional company, and they, of course, sponsor our Pole Award every week here in the INVets Truck Series, and we want to thank everybody once again for tuning in here to Sim Racing Media. Dave Regal and Mr. Jordan Brockell with you once again here in the Tony Trapassa Memorial Broadcast Booth. Drivers just settling into their race machines. And Jordan, now that we've got the Jam Printing and Promotions Pole Award secured. Let's take a look at that starting lineup while Joseph McWhorter hops on into the race truck. As we take a peek here at our starting grid, there it is. Joseph McWhorter and Christopher Morse, they're going to be on row number 1. Of course, McWhorter, as we had mentioned, he is our pole sitter this evening. Andy Kurtz and Andrew Player, they're going to be in row 2, while Michael McCarthy and Brett Bieber are going to be in row number 3. Casey Jones and Jeremiah Holt in row 4, while Travis Bieber and Jamie Libke will start things off in your starting top 10 in row number 5. Row 6 is Kyle Deering alongside of Brandon Wallace, while Mark Cofield and Kevin Price hold things together in row number 7. Row 8 is Charles Habert and Alex McQueen, while Brock Price and Skylar Daly will start off in row number 9. Matt Knights and James Kaufman in row number 10, your starting top 20, while Noah Hogard and Mark Hollifield Sr. will be starting shotgun on the field tonight. 22 trucks scheduled to make the start tonight. As we get ready to rock and roll, we want to thank all of our sponsors and all of our friends here on the YouTube.com live chat. Check in and let us know what you're paying attention to tonight. We thank all of you for tuning in. As the iRacing.com pace truck light is off, he's already peeled away. It's a long run back to the front stretch, but the only thing that's left to do is it's time to wipe the visor to adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab your honey buns, your sunscreen, and settle in. Race fans, it's show time! Green flag in the air, and off we go. Lap 1 of 100. Joseph McWhorter down into turn number 1. We stay green as everybody makes it through that opening dogleg, and Andy Kurtz now follows him in P2.
And it looks like caution all off the start here. I see a number of guys here popping up. So I see Jeremiah Holt, Jamie Libke, Charles Albert, Casey Jones, all popping up here.
We're going to take a run back and peek here. Oh,
someone went sky high. That's Jeremiah Holt. He went sky high. And that's a big thing here with Phoenix is how tight this backstretch is with that, inside wall there. They don't have all the way to the, all the way to the infield almost. Ooh, 73
Good
monster
grief.
monster trucking over Brett Bieber there. Looks like Casey just kind of checked up, got a little tight maybe, and just kind of got hit into there.
We're going back to the replay now. Casey Jones here from our drone cam that was just to the inside. Watch the 34, and it looks like the 34 just tightens up and collects everybody.
Yeah, and I don't know if maybe just the air being pulled there by Brett, it's not that ton of a big difference here with, just being a mile track, but, it still does have its effect. And, just kind of got tight there with the trucks to his outside, and it just kind of, no room to go.
Taking a look here from as they came down. Oof. It's just no way to start your night off.
Absolutely not.
I mean, it's a rough night. Joseph McWhorter, the crazy thing is we were just about to go on board with Andy Kurtz out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. And, it looked like a good start to the evening, and just that quick in the blink of an eye, things can get real sideways real fast. Of course, we want to thank our series director, Daniel Craighill, for all of our notes and things that we keep here in the backside. 100 laps the scheduled distance, 60% fuel load. As we're going to start we have 4 sets of tires, laying 3, starting 4. 1 fast repair each driver will have in their pocket, and 2 green-white checkered attempts. And for the first time in a couple of weeks, we have no penalties carried over from Las Vegas as we come here to Phoenix in the Truck Series for the first time. This is also the 3rd 1-mile oval that we visited this season. Joseph McWhorter and Brandon Wallace both have a pair of podium finishes earlier this year from Milwaukee and Dover, and this will be the first week where drivers can clinch a playoff spot by winning and meeting the minimum 7 out of 10 race participation. As Joseph McWhorter going to have control of the field out of St. Robert. He'll be joined on the front row by Andy Kurtz, and we're going to go on board with Andy Kurtz as we get ready to go back green flag racing. as we hit the Geico restart zone. We can see McWhorter gets the jump, and off goes Andy Kurtz behind him.
Yeah, Andy Kurtz has been strong across both series, so look for him to be able to kind of push his way up to McWhorter here now and really contend for this lead.
Looking out the rear of Andy Kurtz's truck across the deck lid, we can see the 19 here of Christopher Morse Jr. as he now chases down the 48. Now, we've seen this time and time again this season, drivers looking for a different groove, especially on this racetrack. It's very unique here as we're running 30-second laps, for the time being. Whoa, loose as a goose is the 48 as Christopher Morse Jr. runs fast time at 27.65 here on lap number 6.
Something that I just kind of noticed while kind of peeking here at this list too, I noticed that Keith Haney is not here, and that's going to shift everyone up pretty much a position from, I'm trying to do quick math, from 8th back. Everyone's going to shift up one while he drops because he's only 15 points to the good, so he's going to fall out of this top group here for the playoffs, and everyone's going to bump up one. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
Looking at Joseph McWhorter again, he just laid fast time down at 26.92 seconds. I mean, holy Christmas, it doesn't get much faster as we can see that best time listed here on the board. Everybody's still laying down some of their best laps. 27 seconds for Christopher Morse. We look at 27.57 for Hollifield Sr., who's already up into 15th position after starting way back in 22nd. So, obviously drivers getting themselves all kinds of geared up, and a good mix of manufacturers tonight if you're a Chevy or a Toyota fan. Only a couple of F-150s out there, and quite frankly, I'm curious to see what happens if Dodge comes back and maybe we see a fourth manufacturer, at least here in the truck series perhaps.
Oh, I will be 110% one of those guys immediately grabbing a Dodge. Speaking of immediately, we go right back to caution. Just 9 laps in here for our second caution here. I see a couple of names popping up after the fact too.
Going to check this out from up here in the blimp as I'm getting word on the radio that that's going to be our first look-in angle. Watch the 7 of Abert as he's got the 2 underneath him.
Ooh.
Oh, the 22. So this is kind of more like, the 22 seem to be loose. And I'm guessing that the 22 doesn't exist as timing and scoring is. Somebody doesn't have the right paint file in.
I am seeing 17th right now, Skylar Daly.
Ah, there it is. The double deuce.
Oh, it looks like the 7 was out of whack too. Charles Abert.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Well, Abert is who I was tracking first. And it looks like perhaps the 22. The 22 got loose, came back up onto the racetrack.
Oh, there's 2 7s.
Well, that's a rough one. I want to thank all of you for tuning in tonight as the Save 22.
That could be me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've
trading paints. For some reason, trading paints does not open like it used to. I gotta open it, so that might be my fault there. That might be a me thing, not a you thing.
You said that you were doing quick math a little bit ago, and quite frankly, I've seen you try to do slow math, and it scares me. So
it's like dial-up internet in my head. It's like.
Well, we want to thank our good friends over at INVets for getting us on the air every week here on Sim Racing Media. INVets was founded by veterans for veterans, and they aid in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure their success and happiness. They're a veteran nonprofit in Indiana with the goal of bringing veterans to that state to live and work. And they, of course, are our sponsor that gets us on the air every single Sunday night right here on Sim Racing Media. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockell with you, and we want to thank you for tuning in. I'm glad to have all of you with us tonight. And, of course, tomorrow night we'll be back on the air with you for the Glove Station ARCA Series right here, of course, under the Goat Locker Racing umbrella. And I'm telling you right now, Jordan, we've been with Goat Locker Racing for, the last 7 weeks here in the Truck Series and about the same for the ARCA Series. I love being with these guys. I hope that we get to do this, time and time again, because they have been a lot of fun to cover every week. And, to be completely honest, their racing is incredible here. I mean, sometimes let's not sugarcoat it. Sometimes we say that we're watching great racing, but we're just kind of being polite. These guys genuinely are great. I mean, watching them as they come into turn number 3, back into the restart zone, we've seen some incredible stuff here. As Andy Kurtz takes the race lead, the cactus goes green, and we're back underway.
Yeah, and just to kind of go off of what you said, each and every week these guys get faster and faster. They get crazier and crazier in not a bad way. It's just they get more and more comfortable each and every week with how they can drive their cars. They take a little bit more of a chance. It's calculated chance though. It's not low percentage moves. It's typically a higher percentage moves and stuff like that they know that they can pull off. And it's a ton of fun to sit here and watch these guys. And then when it gets down to the nitty gritty, they start beating and banging in a polite manner, as well as polite as you can be when you do that. But it's a clean, fun, happy league, and I love that.
Side by side goes the 64 here with the 80 machine of Kevin Price as they're going to drag race down the backstretch. Watching from behind is Brandon Wallace and his number 99, and now entering the picture is Mark Hollifield in the 76 as we go on board with Hollifield here. He's going to watch this battle from what appears to be a safe distance. The Marion, North Carolina native making the run here as he rolls it through turn number 1 just behind the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Everybody behaving themselves for the time being, but I feel like at any moment something's going to pop off here, and I can't wait to see who it is and who's going to make the move as Matt Knights in the 64 is now starting to drift backwards a little bit. He seems to be maybe just playing conservative for the time being as we see the Buckeye State Sheriff's number 99 just in front. Sorry, the 80 F-150 just in front.
Words.
We pay you to talk.
Brock
as we go
Price,
under
I look
caution.
like Brock Price, I believe is who it was, got sideways coming out of the turn and almost took out the barrels.
Let's take a look here as Brock Price just rolling through. Watch the 03 being scored as the 2 being scored as the 03. And if I understand correctly, and I was kind of paging around earlier, I believe Brock Price is Kevin Price's nephew. As it looks like there he is there. I'm fairly certain, and I'm going to double check here. I think it was Brock Price that said that he's Kevin's nephew.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's showing this a 7 for me, and I think I might have an issue with the paints.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Good old trading paints.
Wholesale pit stops underway out of nowhere. Brandon Wallace and Matt Knights came in on lap 12 and 2, respectively. Hollifield and Skylar Daly stay out. Andy Kurtz going to lead the Fresh Tire Brigade.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for that, just because it seems like tires here are a little bit more unstable, to start a run. But once they kind of, get themselves worn in, they're definitely fast. But at the start, you see these guys a little loosey-goosey coming out of corners. If they drop to the dog leg, got to watch out for a little bit of a slide there. So it's going to be a thing of just kind of having a touch of patience just to be able to kind of wear your stuff in and then be able to go, full out.
without a doubt. And by the way, confirming that Brock Price is the nephew of Kevin Price. Running his first race, literally, he was just asking for the 03 earlier. So this may be a trading paints issue on his end. We'll have to find out. We'll get with Daniel Craigheel. In fact, I'll make sure I reach out to him now before I forget, because you know me. I'll forget.
We're going to go back under green flag racing as Brandon Wallace is going to fire off. He's going to make that hard turn like a pace car off the racing surface through the dog leg here. He's going to be side by side. Oh, where did Andy Kurtz come from? Sideways is the 64 on the high line. The 22. 64 is getting spun down the backstretch now into the wall. Looks like Mike McCarthy had some issues there.
That'll bring out caution number 4. You know what? And the crazy thing is we see caution number 4 popping up, and that's something that we haven't seen, very much this season. Wow.
Ooh.
Watch the 3 knifing through here.
And
he looks like
it,
he on the way
was
to the dessert bar.
Oh, and then the smack to the barrels. I was going to say he was good, and I think he just got a slight, the slightest tap from the 73 while he was trying to cut through there, which immediately upset that truck. And once these things, once the suspension unloads, it's really hard to kind of get back into the corner. And, he didn't really have the ability to check up or slow up because, he had everybody around him.
22 laps in the books here at Phoenix Raceway. We want to thank all of you for sliding in here tonight with us. Of course, over on the YouTube side, we want to thank everybody for poking their head on in. Smaller SS says, go Noah Hogard. Jamie Libke being cheered on by Ricky Sisk Jr. And Friday Night Lights offline, 158 was running slow. So we hope everybody will tune in as we get ready to roll here. We're going to go side by side and take a short break here on Sim Racing Media. I'm Dave Regal. He's Jordan Brockell, and this is the INVets Truck Series.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. INVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. INVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about INVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway. Andy Kurtz, your race leader here in the INVets Truck Series, brought to you by Goat Locker Racing. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, making us a part of your evening. The 48 leads: Joseph McWhorter, Brandon Wallace, Christopher Morse, and Andrew Player. That's your top 5. As Player is being challenged right now by Christopher Morse, who's trying to crawl into that top 4. And as we go on board here with Christopher Morse, we can see just how tough he's fighting this one out. As he gets right in front of Brandon Wallace in the 93, as now Morris gets himself into that podium position of third.
Yeah, Christopher Morris has been on a tear throughout the ARCA series, so it's no surprise to see him up here in the podium position here in the truck series. As you can see just how vicious that transition is for that dog leg. You see that whole thing, it almost looked like it wanted to bring up the right side tires with how it slammed down. Kevin Price working on the 73 of Jeremiah Holt here. You see, he chooses to stay on the racing surface. I don't think Jeremiah Holt expected him not to take the dog leg there for a moment. So
I didn't expect to see him take the dog leg. Here goes the 73 of Jeremiah Holt, dropping back as he, just about took out the nose of Kyle Deering, and we go on board with Deering out of New Bern, North Carolina. For some reason, I feel like that's where the lady my dad sees that lives down there. I think she lives in New Bern.
I don't even know where it is.
North Carolina.
Well, North Carolina is so large. It's one of those things. It's not like a Maryland or Delaware where it genuinely, like, you say one place, you know exactly where it is. But you say North Carolina, it could be just about anybody, anywhere, anybody.
Yeah, it could be anywhere from South Carolina to Virginia. I mean, it's a whole state. My goodness. I'm just going to be sarcastic about this. Taking a look here at the 114 of Travis Bieber as he cuts the dog leg. They go 3 wide. This is going to be trouble. Watch the 34 holding on to it. Holy Christmas. Somebody check his fire suit and drop off a Tide pen because he may have just stained his ride.
I think Eddie Smith might have one for him. Oh, Jeremiah a little loose going into that corner there. I was scared. He keeps it under control there.
You know, when these drivers go through that dog leg, every time I kind of hold my breath just a little bit because there's so much, you know, when you're in the cockpit, and we'll go right here to, let's see if I can find a good cockpit head. Let's see. There we go. Here's a helmet cam live from Jeremiah Holt. Now, he's going to get down here onto that yellow line, but you can't see a whole lot to your right when you come down through there.
Absolutely not. I mean, when you merge back up, you're just praying that no one's there and the spotter isn't screaming at the last minute that there's someone there.
We'll see if we can get him to look out his window. Now, he gets real tight in through here, does Jeremiah Holt. Nobody down there, and he kind of takes a peek. Now, you can sort of see out your window net, and there all of a sudden we've got the Save 22 of Skylar Daly getting around him.
Yeah, I feel like there might be something up. I know he was in the air early, over the back of Brett Bieber, but I wonder if he's lagging on a little bit of power here from that incident or not, because he seems to be kind of falling back.
He's able to stay in the throttle for an oddly long time coming through that front area. He's backing that corner up too. Of course, now that can also be, the way that the setup works for him. Of course, we're in a fixed setup in this truck series, and we want to thank our good friends over at the McConey Setup Shop for providing the setups. The official setup shop of eNASCAR and sponsor of the McConey Setup Shop C-Fix series on iRacing. We're the premier name in iRacing setup services and trusted by virtual and real-world professionals to get the job done. We're proud to continue to help thousands of iRacers hit the track with confidence, run at the front with our setups, learn from our setup guides and coaching options, and look good in victory lane with our paint schemes. Bring your league and special events to life with their broadcasting, or trust our professionals for anything iRacing related to tackle. At McConey Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories. And they, as I mentioned, provide the setups here in the Fix series for the GLR Cup and Truck Series. As we take a look up here, Joseph McWhorter regains the lead after falling behind Andy Kurtz for a little while. And right now, our big mover of the night is James Kaufman And I think that either says Dodge or Doge on the front of that. I'm going to go with Doge.
Doge.
Seems to be. But now, as we had mentioned, now this is one of those storylines that we've been keeping an eye on. Jim Kaufman in the 10 machine, he's 5 points, or was 5 points, below the cut line. Alex McQueen in the 178, he's currently running in 5th position. So if Kaufman can try to finish ahead of him tonight, he can try to get above that cut line and then start chipping away at Lucas Lyons and Kevin Price.
Yeah, and I mean we're only a handful of races away from that, and I know some of these guys, you know, like myself, if I was running in this league, I wouldn't be too excited about 2 weeks from now going to Watkins Glen. I mean, I love the Glen. I could run the Glen each and every week if it was the road course that came up. But when it comes to racing against people, I just don't carry the speed. And I know there's a lot of guys who race oval tracks that aren't road racers. So I know there's some guys that are already crossing that off on their list. And that leaves them with tonight, here in Phoenix, Lucas Oil, and then Kansas to get themselves enough points to get into that, you know, round of 12. And that's not going to be an easy feat if you know, you can't get it done here and then have to go to Watkins Glen and, you know, fall a little bit more. So you've got to maximize over the next 4 races as much as you possibly can.
Well, and, you know, one of the other things to try to keep in mind is that David Duke, he's missing from this race. I don't see him out on track tonight. And, you know, here's the thing. You've got to run those 7 races out of the season to be considered. So, you know, he's going to have to make one up somewhere. I mean,
yeah,
some of our points battles are really getting close. I mean, you know, Andrew Player and Charles Haber, they're each 21 and 17 points above the cut line. Brandon Wallace back here in the 99. He's just a couple of points below the cut line, and we were keeping an eye on him. Wallace is currently running ahead of Kaufman by just 1 position. So this is that below the cut line move that we watch all the time on our graphics, of course. But, you know, things are going to get tighter than a snare drum, especially with somebody, you know, missing a race. Like, I don't see Keith Haney out here tonight. I don't see Lucas Lyons out here tonight, unless I'm just suddenly unable to see.
No, and I'm 100% with you. I don't see Lyons either. I don't see Haney. And, you know, from you know, Haney down, it's only a 20-point, you know, difference mixed with, you know, obviously other people have different amount of points, but it's only 20 points from the cut line to Haney. So Hoffman is out by 5, Haney is in by 15. So you just have 20 points within that space, and that's not a ton of points. I mean, yet that's a you know, that's a race-ish worth of people. As we have a caution on the racetrack. See Mark Hollifield jumping to pit road here.
Mark Cofield registering as having
Mark
crashed.
Cofield. I can't read. Oh boy.
He doesn't look happy.
Oh, certainly not.
Let's take a peek here and see what might have been. Let's watch the 97 of Mark Cofield to the inside of the 34. Oh, the 34 gets... That was weird.
Ooh.
Now, we're gonna take a run back at this real nice and slow. But it almost looked like the 34 had a weird,
yeah, big slide and Cofield just happened to be there.
Poor Casey Jones. You know, here's the thing. One of the things that I've noticed about this league and the drivers in this league, they're on the radio quick. Hey, man, didn't mean to do it. You know, you don't hear a whole lot of arguing. As we go on board now with Casey Jones, there's the bobble. He knew it, and he knew to just try to keep that wheel, you know, as straight as he could, because realistically, if you wind up trying to overcorrect, you actually cause an even bigger problem. So, you know, once he got himself loose, he figured, you know what, we'll just hold on for dear life and see what happens. As Joseph McWhorter, Christopher Morse Jr., Andy Kurtz, they're all down pit road. Alex McQueen rolling off of pit road. And here is the 10 of James Kaufman. doing the same thing. Let's watch everybody make the run off the end here. Well, isn't this fun? So when we go back green flag racing, it's going to be Joseph McWhorter, Christopher Morse Jr., Andrew Player, Alex McQueen, Travis Bieber, James Kaufman, Brandon Wallace, Jamie Libke, Noah Hogard, and Kevin Price, your top 10, as we are just shy. We're about 5 laps shy of halfway here at Phoenix Raceway. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockel with you in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Broadcast booth. You're watching the Goat Locker Racing INVets Truck Series. Live here tonight on YouTube.com. Want to thank everybody for tuning in.
I think it's the first time I've seen someone take the dog leg on a on a wave around. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know why it was cool to me, but it jumped down to the apron and took off.
Something shiny. To be fair, I mean, I've seen you think of a lot of things that are cool that the average human just stares at. You know, we've been to Walmart together, and quite frankly, that's an experience.
That in itself was an experience.
Folks, just to pull back the curtain, there were about 6 of us from Sim Racing Media in a Walmart in Miami, and it was like trying to herd cats. Because 2 of us would be together in one aisle, then 3 other people would wander away to another one while somebody was all alone just searching. We were not using the buddy system.
I think you're giving us too much credit as we get ready to go back here. Green flag racing, Joseph McWhorter going to fire off and put us back under green flag conditions. I think you're giving us too much credit when you say trying to herd cats. More like trying to herd squirrels at that point.
That's true. That is true.
And then you had, I believe that Walmart, yeah, I ended up chasing chickens in the parking lot.
I mean, there were chickens in the parking lot. What do you want us to do?
Oh. And
watch the 99 here.
Yellow flag back out.
Just kidding. I was going to talk about the 99, but I guess instead we'll talk about whatever brought this flag out. Kyle Deering registering as having crashed. Here in the orange 50-cent piece. Let's see what happened to the $50.
Oh. He tried to just squeeze, and I mean, it's not a lot of room. And that kind of goes to what you were saying earlier with the, visibility in these things too. He didn't see him there until, pretty much until he was trying to merge back on. All of a sudden you see him pop into that little corner of the window there in the windshield, and that was all that he saw.
Well, there were a lot of things wrong in that situation. First of all, the 48, has been a strong truck all night long. He's down, after qualifying to the inside of row 2. He's currently running way down in 12th position. He's trying to rejoin traffic. He gets pinned down below the yellow line. And, all kinds of bad things happen at the same time. Hoagie in 10th. See, when I read Hoagie in 10th, I get really excited for like a large ham and cheese with mayonnaise, onions, and banana peppers from Wawa. I mean, it says Hoagie in 10th. What am I supposed to do? And we were talking about being below the yellow line. Let's talk about being above the yellow line. In 2021, Above the Yellow Line with Taylor Kitchen began as a podcast fueled by a passion for motorsports and a desire to build community. What started as a simple idea has grown into something far beyond what she could have imagined. Through this journey, Taylor and her team have not only connected with passionate motorsports fans, but have also formed connections with several inspiring content creators united by their love for the sport. That passion and collaboration led to the creation of ATYL Media, a dynamic team of motorsports content creators dedicated to producing motorsports content that's fresh, informative, and fun. At ATYL Media, we cover everything you love about motorsports, from F1 and IndyCar to NASCAR, short tracks, and even virtual racing. We celebrate the sport's rich history, explore its exciting future, and enjoy every moment in between. This is Motorsports Media, your way. And speaking of your way, right now we're going to go Joseph McWhorter's way as he hits the Geico restart zone. As the Barney drops the green flag, we're finally past halfway, 52 laps in the books. Let's rock and roll with 48 to go.
Dave, I just have one question to ask. Are you wearing your glasses?
No, why?
Because I'm pretty sure you called Noah Hogard Noah Hoagie.
No. Down here in our YouTube.com live chat, it says Hoagie in 10th. And you know what? From now on, Noah Hogard is going to be Noah Hoagie.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if that was like they typed it and then they clicked send and it auto-corrected.
If you need a hoagie, I know a guy. See what I did there? I have a t-shirt that says need an arc, but regardless, Travis Bieber registering as having crashed. I'll see myself out.
You got me who can't do math, and you can't. You're just making dad jokes out. You know what?
To be fair, I've sired a pair of children that qualifies me to make dad jokes. Oh, the 114 just comes loose all the way around.
And that's a good slowdown there as he.
That's like watching those TikTok videos of people who get a little sideways on the ice and they somehow manage to parallel park it in their Jeep. Have you seen that one?
While driving.
Yeah. That's how you parallel park while driving.
You're like ooh. Oh.
Yeah. First it was let's take a deep breath and experiment. And all of a sudden you liked it. Joseph McWhorter leads the way here, with Christopher Morse Jr. to the outside, Brandon Wallace to the inside, Andrew Player, James Kaufman, Alex McQueen, Jamie Libke, Kevin Price, Mark Cofield, and Skylar Daly. That's going to be your restarting top 10. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. It is Noah Hogard. His nickname is Hoagie. See, I told you it's his nickname, so from now on, he's Hoagie.
I love it.
To be fair.
I love that.
Oh, God. Look in the YouTube.com live chat. I'm not saying it.
Oh, no.
I feel like we could go down a rabbit hole that we'll never come out of. Folks, this is why you need to tune in. 55 laps in the books and 7 cautions. Now, this is something that we don't see every day here in this league, and quite frankly, I'm a little shocked at it for the time being, but to be fair, we'll get over it. Things happen. Dumb stuff is always hiding.
I need to see myself out for that because I can't stop laughing.
We do want to thank our friends over at Save 22. Save 22 is a 501c3 organization dedicated to preventing suicide among veterans, active duty personnel, and first responders. We support those who have served our nation and communities by listening to their stories and providing unwavering support, ensuring they are never alone or forgotten. Our unwavering mission extends to 4 critical pillars: shield, assist, volunteer, and educate. And they, of course, sponsor Goat Talk Live, which airs over on ATYL Media. And, of course, we also want to, give a big salute to our friends here at Goat Locker Racing. Of course, Goat Locker Racing is a nonprofit organization. You can check them out online, and every dollar that you donate goes back to veterans. And of course, what they've done is they've really created an incredible community here in the iRacing world. They've created that community that has bled over into the real world. All of that money that they collect goes to racing rigs for these guys. It gives them a place to be. And it's not just veterans, it's also first responders, fire, police, and EMS, which, of course, Daniel Craigheel is one, who's our series director, and he is in our Warrior Spotlight for the month. And quite frankly, I just want to say that working with these folks here in the go. Uh-oh. Danger, danger. Crikey. But working with these folks here at Goat Locker Racing has been incredible over the last couple of months, and I hope that we can continue to do so as 58 laps are in the books here in the INVets Truck Series. Watch this battle where Michael McCarthy is in the Victory Brewing Company number 3 machine. Of course, Michael McCarthy out of Matamoros, Pennsylvania, just up the other end of I-476 from yours truly, gets around the 50 machine, and now all of a sudden cutting like a hot knife through butter underneath the 48, and now puts the 48 of Andy Kurtz, his, let's just say the I-476 Mafia, down there into 14th position. Now Kevin Price side-by-side matching step for step the 80 of, matching step for step the 97. And of course, now Kevin Price has out the rear view mirror a whole gang of Angry Hornets. And look at that. Got the old SRM logo right there on the deck lid, so we appreciate that, Kevin. As he works lap number 60 of 100, 40 to go.
Oh, I think I saw someone sideways. It looked like the 18 of Andrew Player.
Yep, there it is. It never fails as soon as I go away from something. There it is, back again. Let's take a look and see what happened with Player. Out of Concord, New Hampshire. Here he comes into turn 1. Oh, ooh!
Oh, kind of an accordion effect there. He checks up for the 73, who got a little bit of a little slowed up there, and then he gets kind of run over from behind.
Let's take a peek
at
at
that, like you said, that accordion effect.
Watch the 18 there. Oh, 73 comes down. The 18 checks up. The 114 punts him. Aye! It was such a shanda.
Again, how these guys are able to spin. I know we've had a larger one early in this race, but how these guys slide across the track and not make contact with each other just shows the skill that these guys have, and it's a ton of just you see a car or a truck in the middle like that, you expect him to get kind of doored and flipped over and sent to another dimension.
I want to welcome in Dragon Zaran, as Dragon has been a follower of mine since the SNN days. Of course, that used to be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for me. Now, of course, I'm just Sunday and Monday alongside my good buddy Jordan. So, Dragon, you're more than welcome to check in with us every Sunday and Monday night. As, of course, tonight you're watching the INVets Truck Series live here on Sim Racing Media. Tomorrow night we will have the Goat Locker ARCA Series. All of a sudden, Hoagie has gotten himself one heck of a cheering section.
Hey, look, with how much I love Wawa, I'm a Hoagie fan as well now. So, I mean, I think I need to do what I did with a different league and just try to politely bully him into racing a Wawa car now just because his name is Hoagie. So, Noah, how about that Wawa car?
First of all, he's got the Georgia Aquarium on the outside of the 158, so maybe we can coerce him into a Wawa paint scheme. In fact, I've already got a little something drawn up. Oh, no, wait, no, he's got that on a Toyota.
Or even just a Hoagie shop of any kind. I'll take that, but I would prefer the Wawa.
I have a good friend. I have a good friend down in Cape May, New Jersey, who works for a Hoagie shop. Let me reach out to him. See if I can get some artwork from him. You're listening to Dave Regal and Jordan Brockell live on Sim Racing Media. We want to thank all of you for tuning in. As an old friend, Dragon Zaran, drops into the YouTube.com live chat. Christopher Morse Jr., he's going to be our new race leader alongside of James Kaufman, who's going to be to the outside. And this puts Kaufman in a good position to try to pick up a win tonight and seal the deal, as basically this whole top 7 all came in on lap number 45. Christopher Morse takes the green flag, and off we go.
Yeah, first guy on first tire is going to be the 808 of Brett Bieber. He came close to a win this season already as well, so, I mean, that could be lining up for him pretty well, too.
Yeah, Brett Bieber out of Ole, Pennsylvania, brother of Travis Bieber. Wow, who is this just waggling around? I think that was the 64 Pat Knights out of Virginia Beach. As he was definitely loose as a goose. Then we go back up to Matamoros' Michael McCarthy, who comes back up onto the racing surface after taking the dog leg. The 48 now of Andy Kurtz looks to the middle, and now the 808 is where we had begun this discussion. Takes to the high side of the Wheaties machine as he chases down the 80 of Kevin Price.
Oh, that's so crazy. He got himself clear and then said, "I want the dog leg," and took off hard left to go and take that dog leg there to get up to the side of Kevin Price now. Oh, Daly's backwards down the backstretch here.
Go. That'll bring out the caution. Skylar Daly around in the Save 22 machine. Never got slow enough to register as having crashed. Let's watch him here as there he is in the double deuce. Nearly,
I had it saved, and then McCarthy just there.
But he never got slow enough to register as crashing. That's fantastic.
No, and that's one of the things with this league is we don't see people wrecking, by being impatient or anything like that. That was just one of those racing incidents where, he just 2 cars, 1 spot, and it just kind of happens the way it happens.
I guess we can give our driver spotlight tonight to Noah Hogard, who has the biggest cheering section here.
I say we edit SDK to just have Hoagie as his last name.
I can do that. Anyway, so there's a big discussion right now. First of all, according to Friday Night Lights Offline, he says that Hoagie needs to run Joe's snowblowers. Apparently, Joe's snowblowers is his only personality trait. I have so many questions. By snowblowers, now you have to remember, I'm just outside of Philadelphia, so when you say snow in Philadelphia, it's not cold. It comes in a baggie, so you gotta wonder. But then Smaller SS says he still remembers the days where Hoagie would go through a wreck at 170 miles an hour. I mean, I feel like we've all done it at least once, doing the ARCA brake. But I'm going to say tonight, and fight me if you want, but Noah Hogard, our driver spotlight, he's got the biggest cheering section right now in the YouTube.com live chat. Let's take a look here and hop on in. Let's see if we can find him in our chat. Hey, Noah Hogard, it's Dave up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Hey, Hoagie, listen, we just want to let you know that you're going to be our driver spotlight of the night. Seems like you have the largest cheering section in the YouTube.com live chat. You've got a lot of fans out there.
It's great to hear.
They are absolutely merciless. So, listen, you've got some great fans, and we just want to know, when you say Joe's Snowblowers, is that a profession or is that in a white bag? Asking for a friend.
Man, I don't even know how to answer that because it's a fake sponsor, man. It's a fake sponsor.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, buddy, you're going back green. Good luck. I love these people.
I love each and every one of them.
Christopher Morse takes over the race lead, but don't look now. Joseph McWhorter is on the march. He looks to the inside. He's bringing along the 10 of James Kaufman as we work lap number 70 of 100 right here at Phoenix Raceway. And I'll tell you what, this is turning into one of those where the little things aren't really affecting us too hard. It's actually getting to be kind of a big deal for the rest of these guys.
Oh, Andy Kurtz trying to push it in there and try to get to the back of Bieber and try to move him forward. The 64 looked like he got a little loose. Yellow flag on the racetrack. Not seeing anything popping, but
72 laps in the books as we take a look here at Brett Bieber, and we go under caution. Trying to see where this one originated, and I don't see anybody. This may be a debris caution. It looks like Joseph McWhorter going to stay out on the racing surface. So for the time being, we're going to step aside and pay some bills here at Sim Racing Media. I'm Dave Regal. He's Jordan Brockell. And you're watching the Goat Locker Racing INVets Truck Series on SRM.
Basket can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. INVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. INVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about INVets, visit us at invets.org today.
Welcome back to Phoenix Raceway as we are 23 laps to go in our 11th caution of the evening. Dave Regal and Jordan Brockell with you on Sim Racing Media. You're watching the Goat Locker Racing INVets Truck Series. I think we're going to see that last pit stop come through, maybe not necessarily this time, but if not now, the question becomes when, as we're about 2 laps from that last pit window for the money stop.
Yeah, I'm trying to do, again, quick math. Doesn't always work for me, but...
You're definitely a master at slow math.
I wouldn't even say that, but, I mean... They might, maybe, possibly, slightly could be wrong, good to go. With, you know, McWhorter down on 61, so that would be, what, 39 laps to the end. So some of these guys might be actually, if not all of them, might be good. The only one that I would worry slightly about would possibly be McCarthy. He was down at 54, so that's asking for 46 laps out of his stuff.
Another country heard from, as they were just talking about, I can't see who this is. Ryzen. Ryzen's not out on track tonight, so I don't know what he's doing. Interesting. As we get ready to go back green flag racing, it's going to be Michael McCarthy, Joseph McWhorter, a couple of Macs up here. Brandon Wallace, Brett Bieber, Andy Kurtz, Travis Bieber, Andrew Player, Christopher Morris Jr., James Kaufman, and Jeremiah Holt in your top 10. James Kaufman, of course, just below the cut line. As we're going to ride on board with him when we get ready to go back green. I mean, this is going to be an interesting ride for a lot of these folks. So we're going to go to the gyro cam here. James Kaufman, Chevrolet Silverado gyro cam. And off we go. Green flag in the air, 21 left. Now 20 at the line. Kaufman really feathering the throttle coming through turns 1 and 2. As we mentioned, he's just 5 points below the cut line in our points. So we're going to see, I'm assuming, some kind of aggression from him tonight. As currently, he's also our biggest mover of the evening at plus 11. He takes the dog leg, so, you know, at this point, it almost seems like everybody playing follow the leader to some degree. If the pack goes below the yellow line and takes the dog leg, then so does everybody else.
Yeah, we've seen in the past where some guys just will not take it, but these guys just kind of make the last second decision to go or not, and I don't think there's very many that don't choose it. And I mean, it does work to a benefit if someone does, you know, stay on the track. If you're side by side and kind of force that guy to stay on track, and you get to take the dog leg, it does work to your benefit. You do gain some time, so it's certainly a good thing to go at.
Skylar Daly sinking all the way back down to the 19th position, was running a little higher earlier tonight in the Save 22 machine. And of course, we're going to talk about our friends over at Save 22. At Save 22, it's a 501c3 organization dedicated to preventing suicide among veterans, active duty personnel, and first responders. We support those who have served our nation and their communities by listening to their stories and providing unwavering support, ensuring that they are never alone or forgotten. Our unwavering mission extends to 4 critical pillars. And those pillars are shield, assist, volunteer, and educate. And of course here, Save22.vet machine here. It's a Ford F-150. And a smaller SS wants to make sure he gets this number of followers, as we are under caution now for the 12th time tonight. 12th time in 86 laps. And this one may be Mark Hollifield Sr. as we go right on in here.
Oh, seem kind of...
Seems all alone. There it goes.
Yeah.
That's the cold tire bug if I ever saw one. And he was
Just a small tap.
Yep.
Just tap it in. Little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Sorry.
Well, he was just down on lap 78, so maybe not necessarily the cold tire bug. It definitely had that characteristic, but the rear end of that F-150 just went out for a stroll.
Yeah, it looked a little, and again, I'm just watching this from above, but it looked like when he went into that corner, he had just a touch of a, like it was starting to kind of slide, and then once he maybe tried to get back on the gas to get out of corner exit, that's when it really just decided to take off on him.
Big now.
Hey, Jim Kaufman, it's Dave Regal up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy, brother?
Howdy, howdy. How you doing?
Buddy, listen, I'm doing good, but you are our biggest mover of the night, up 12 after starting in 20th position, and you came into the night 5 points below the cut line. What are you thinking, and how are you feeling as you get that INVets X truck running all the way up here into 8th?
Been up front a couple times. I think I can probably get back there again, just as long as everything stays clean. I don't hurt the truck any. It should be at least top 5, I hope.
Yeah, I mean, the X truck looks great tonight, and we were also talking a little bit ago. Is that Doge or Dodge that you've got across the hood?
There's no D. There's only one D in Doge.
We just wanted to make sure that we were seeing the right thing. Love it. Love every minute of it. Listen, man, you've got a great machine tonight. I mean, the setup looks like it's kind of in your alley. You've been making the right adjustments as you've gone. So good luck the rest of the way. Maybe we'll see you on this podium toward the end of the night.
All righty, I hope so.
All right, brother. Thank you for your time.
Yep.
Every time I see that X, it makes me think of the whole Mean Machine, the Longest Yard, where Goldberg had the X on his jersey.
Yes. Yes.
Mean Machine. Mean Machine.
It's nice that we finally get, I know that it's been 12 cautions tonight, but it's nice to be able to chat with folks as they work their way around here. Joseph McWhorter. Apparently our broadcast feels very professional. We love a good broadcast. This makes watching the race so much more fun. I'm glad that all of you were able to tune in tonight. Joseph McWhorter getting ready to bring us into the Geico restart zone. He drops the hammer and off we go. Watch the 73 back here of Jeremiah Holt. We're going to go on board with Jeremiah. Something
Mike
didn't feel right about that start.
No, Mike McCarthy I saw from up there. Mike McCarthy did not get a good launch there.
Mark Cofield back there trading positions deeper in the field, but up here, Jeremiah Holt running in 9th position now, just behind the McConey setup shop, number 18 of Andrew Player. Out of Concord, New Hampshire. What are the odds?
Yeah, Mike McCarthy started on the... I was going to say, Mike McCarthy started on that front row there, and he dropped all the way back to 5th.
And he just whacked the wall. The Matamoros, Pennsylvania native not being able to hold it together as we watch the 808 now of Brett Bieber. This could be another week of Brett Bieber dancing around the podium as he's now creeping from 4th position up to the rear of the 48 of Andy Kurtz.
Christopher Morris Jr., Andy Kurtz side by side. That's going to help McWhorter, but Morris going to be able to complete the pass there coming out of turn 3 into 4, and he's been taking that dog leg aggressively all night long. Andy Kurtz not going to let him get away.
Travis Bieber just behind Brett now, as now it looks like the Biebers have found one another on the racetrack. 9 laps to go. We saw this as a successful strategy last week. McWhorter starting to run away with a decent gap of about 1.7 seconds between himself and Christopher Morris. So now we're looking here at the Bieber brothers, as I couldn't tell if that was the 48 or the 808 that rubbed the wall there from this perspective. But right now, Travis Bieber chasing down brother Brett, as we see other battles starting to break out on the racetrack here in the twilight of this race. 8 laps to go. Watch the 48 having to hold off Brett Bieber. I mean, good gravy. He's got his hands full here. There's a whole lot of Pennsylvania right in here. Let's just take, Andy Kurtz, Brett Bieber, Travis Bieber, and Michael McCarthy. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. This is like the Pennsylvania Mafia.
Yeah, Kurtz on that high line, able to kind of carry a little bit more momentum there. McWhorter trying to get to, or Morris trying to get to McWhorter. That's a lot of time to make up, though.
7 laps to go for the Beavers to try to get around the 48 of Andy Kurtz. Oh my, we're having some fun now, they would say. As we look further back here, Mark Hollifield Sr. in the 76 now drives around the 178 of Alex McQueen, and now it looks like maybe they're just going to do a little do-si-do action. We want to thank our friends at INVets for getting us on the air every week. Of course, at INVets, founded by veterans for veterans, they aid in transitioning to civilian life, focusing on job placement and finding the right community for veterans and their families to ensure success and happiness. They're a veteran nonprofit here in Indiana with the goal of bringing veterans to that state to live and work. And they, of course, are the title sponsor of our series tonight. And with just 5 to go, Joseph McWhorter has now a commanding lead of about a second, while the Beavers are going to fight it out themselves, allowing Andy Kurtz to start to run away and gap them. The best thing that could happen for the Bieber brothers would be for a caution to come out. The worst thing would be for Andy Kurtz to see a caution come out. So, one person's oh God is another person's woohoo, if you will.
Yeah, and I think McWhorter's probably thinking the same thing. Morris Jr., he's got fresher tires by about 11 laps, so that would certainly play into his favor a big time. But time running out for Morris to make a jump. Oh
my! Watch McCarthy.
Mike McCarthy.
McCarthy's going to wind up getting into the 808 if he's not careful. He's got to get off the throttle here. Oh!
And Kaufman just go ahead, guys, get a little squirrely, get me by.
Kaufman's more than happy to let this go on in front of him. With 2 laps to go, the popsicle sticks are in the air.
Yeah, Morris just not going to have enough time. It's down to within 0.8 of a second, but he does not have the time.
Down the backstretch they go. They have turned all of a sudden this whole race into one heck of a drag race. I almost said a drag show. That's a completely different thing. Oh. Nearly making contact is the 3 and the 114. They're hooked up. The popsicle sticks go down. The white flag is in the air. We're racing back to checkers. Joseph McWhorter has just been up here on a lovely Sunday evening drive for the last handful of laps, while Christopher Morris and Andy Kurtz have now run away from Travis Bieber and literally this angry hornet's nest of drivers. There are a whole lot of Pennsylvanians in there that are just not happy, but as he comes off of turn 4, back to the start-finish line, Joseph McWhorter picks up the W, followed by Christopher Morse and Andy Kurtz on your podium tonight. As we'll get a chance to watch that once more here, as of course we were kind of preoccupied with how everything shook out. Travis Bieber, Michael McCarthy, Andrew Player, Brett Bieber, James Kaufman, Jeremiah Holton, Brandon Wallace. They make up your top 10. As we're going to get a chance here to watch Joseph McWhorter come across the line, as he is your race leader out of St. Robert. An untouched, unscathed, and unbothered Joseph McWhorter comes around the backstretch. And nobody could touch him. He and Christopher Morris Jr. qualified the top 2, and they finished the top 2. You can't ask for, in fact, really, the top 3 all where they had qualified tonight. Travis Bieber, Michael McCarthy, Andrew Player, Brett Bieber, James Kaufman, Jeremiah Holt, and Brandon Wallace, as I mentioned, are in the top 10. Our friend Hoagie finishing 18th back there.
Yeah, and I not to pat myself on the back, but at the top of the hour, I mean, that's what I kind of had a feeling that McWhorter was going to be our first two-time winner this season, and I mean he does it in a commanding fashion there at the end, being able to run away and grab that win pretty dominantly there. Joseph McWhorter is Jordan in the booth. You got a copy, brother?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man. So you become the first repeat winner of the season after 6 different winners in 6 races. Race number 7 belongs to you, brother.
Yeah, we've had a couple that we should have won that because of the cautions falling the wrong way and stuff that didn't work out. We got close last week and had a little bit of a heartbreaker there on that last lap pass last week, so it's good to come out and have a really good run at one of my favorite tracks on the schedule. So, yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, and certainly, getting another win, that's got to be able to, boost a little bit of the confidence, boost the momentum. Heading into, you're going to a short track next week at IRP, and then you got to go to the road course. So, that's certainly got to be a good momentum builder and kind of get your sights set on running for this championship, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now we're 2 for 2 on short tracks this season, so I think that fares well for us going into IRP and getting ready for not only IRP but road coursing racing as well, which is some of my favorite racing that I get to do. So definitely looking forward to that. I feel like next week, hopefully, it's probably going to be caution heavy. So if we can just play our strategy right, I think we'll have the same result as we did the last 2 races.
Absolutely, brother. I mean, you're fast each and every week, and it's fun to watch you, and certainly you got some people to thank for getting you to be that fast each week.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank Red Camel Racing. They've been an awesome partner of mine. Looking forward to here in a couple weeks repping their equipment at some real-life races. So big shout-out to them. Go check them out at redcamelracing.com. Go check out Outlier Speed Co. They've been an awesome partner so far this year. Had a lot of fun repping their equipment. They've been an awesome setup shop. Johnny and the boys have been building really fast setups. Kind of got me a little bit prepped for tonight because we raced Xfinity Open setup Friday night in the league, and we raced here and we had a rocket ship of a race car. Just unfortunately the strategy didn't work out our way. And let's see, 29 Graphics, they're an awesome partner of ours as well. You get to see the beautiful paint scheme you get to see in front of you each and every week, so go check them out at 29graphics.com. You guys for putting on the broadcast, the admins for all the hard work, and ready to get to some more short track racing next week.
Absolutely, brother. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll look forward to talking to you some more.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it. You guys have a good rest of your week.
You do the same, Joseph, as we get him on over there into victory lane for the celebration over there. Next up on our podium tonight is going to be driver of the number 19 Toyota Tundra, Christopher Morris Jr. Hey, Chris, it's Dave up in the booth. You got me?
Hi, guys. What's up, fellas?
Hey, man, listen, great run tonight. I mean, you finished where you qualified here in P2. I mean, overall, it was a busy night for the yellow flag stand here at Phoenix, but still a really good night for competition. What were you seeing down there on the racetrack, and what do you think you could have done to maybe try to overcome Joseph McWhorter tonight?
I don't know that there was much I could have done because he was pretty lights out. I thought I had him figured out in practice, and then we got to qualifying, and he went 2/10 faster, so he kind of hustled me there. But no, he kind of had it figured out. Like, he was fast enough to be on the top, and if you were on the top, it would wear out the right rear. If you were on the bottom, it would wear out the right front, so you kind of had to balance it, and he was just good enough to be able to stay up on the top and keep it straight without burning the right rear off too much. And once you're up there, it's damn near impossible to pass somebody going into the high side of a turn 1. So, with all the cautions, just kind of, a lot of restarting on the high side, which let him get out to, a second or whatever, and then the tires just kind of equal out, and there's not much you can do from there. I'm surprised we had a green flag pit stop during that race. I don't know where we fit that in, but that was fun.
Yeah, green flag pit stop tonight seemed like it was a foreign object in the middle of the race. It was.
I almost don't believe it happened.
No, I mean, I get it. It's not often that we see this many cautions in an INVets Truck Series race. I mean, overall, you guys run great races. Maybe a couple sprinkled in toward the end, but tonight just seemed very consistent. And a lot of it was just guys overcooking their exit, maybe getting on the throttle a little early, and watching the bed of these trucks spin around on them. But next week you guys head to IRP without me, as I'll be down in the Sunshine State next week. So before we cut you loose, who do you need to thank, and who helps you get it done on the 19 machine?
Yeah, INVets for sponsoring it. Not the truck, but the series, Jam Printing and Promotions. You guys for broadcasting the series as always. You guys do a phenomenal job. It's really, really impressive. And you watch a lot of sports nowadays, a lot of racing specifically. And by racing, I mean like flow racing, those live feed channels where you got to pay $125 to watch 2 series a year. But it doesn't hold a candle to a lot of what you guys are doing. So it's really impressive. You guys should be really proud of that. And then Alexander PCs. I guess we can thank Bats Pro Shops. They don't sponsor me, but they sponsor Truex for basically a whole career, and I love that dude. So thank you guys for keeping him around until he decided to retire.
Absolutely. Well, listen, we appreciate the kind words, and of course, you can always check out Bass Pro Shops. It may not help Truex very much anymore, but hey, if anybody's looking to hang their hat on a sim racer, Christopher Morse Jr. would be more than willing to slap that on the 19 once again here on his Toyota Tundra. So, Chris, we appreciate your time, and we'll see you next week at IRP.
Absolutely, fellas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That, of course, the voice of Chris Morse Jr. And last but certainly not least, on our podium tonight, going to be Mr. Andy Kurtz from just up I-476 from yours truly in Quakertown, PA. I think you've got him now, Jordan.
Hey, Andy, it's Jordan in the booth. Got a copy?
Yep, what's up?
Hey, man, so you start third, you finish third. I mean, there's not much that you can be upset about that. I mean, you get a podium, you start podium, so got to be a good feeling there, brother.
Yeah, it was a good finish. I had a whole big mess in the middle, I think, of my P3 starting spot and ended in third. But, yeah, I got back to that at least. So, yeah, Phoenix is cool. Normally, I think, yeah, at least we had one long green flag run, but normally it goes a little bit cleaner than that. But it was just tough to get in a rhythm, and I think everyone was on different strategy on their option tires or whatever it was tonight. So different, just never knew where people were. But yeah, all in all, good run.
Yeah, I saw quite a few times, like when we'd have a set of tires put on, these guys were kind of sliding a little bit more. They were a little bit looser. So, I mean, was it kind of harder to handle on fresh, brand new tires that weren't quite worn in, or what was it like out there, man?
Yeah, I thought it was just racing like in the pack. If you pit and some guys didn't, then you were on new tires. Everyone on old tires wanted to be up on the wall and wanted to, and you couldn't do that, but it was super loose on the bottom on new tires. So I got into someone doing that, and yeah, just a little sketchy. But yeah, it was loose. I was trying to shift. I was pretty much shifting the whole race, both ends of the track, and it was tough. I felt like I shouldn't have been shifting in 1 and 2, just because I guess how it was geared. But I was doing it, but it was getting it pretty loose. So yeah, just winging it.
Well, winging it and coming third certainly is something that I'll never be able to do. But you wing it and you finish top 3, and next week you head into IRP, and certainly look for you there as well. I mean, you're good throughout just about every style of racing that we see on, from here to the ARCA to everything. So look forward to seeing you tackle IRP. But before that, certainly got to be some guys that you got to thank and for tonight's performance, brother.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you. Appreciate all you guys do, and all of our sponsors at Goat Locker. I want to thank Lincoln Tech, Save 22, Hidden Whip Brewery, Cruising Classics, Nasty's Restaurant and Bar, Glove Station, Operation Valor, INVets, Jam Printing and Promotions, McConey Setup Shop, V-Speed, Sim Racing Media, Indiana Department of Veteran Affairs, Alexander PC, Sim Motion, Next Level Racing, iRacing, and Above the Yellow Line for helping us put this on.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for your time, and we'll be catching you.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you, sir. That, of course, the voice of Quakertown's very own Andy Kurtz, just up I-476 from yours truly. We want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. And before we get out of here, first of all, incredible finish for these guys again. I mean, Joseph McWhorter just running away with this race tonight. He, Christopher Morse Jr., and Andy Kurtz all finish on the podium. Travis Bieber and Mike McCarthy round out your top 5. Andrew Player and Brett Bieber finished 6th and 7th, while James Kaufman, Jeremiah Holt, and Brandon Wallace round out your top 5. Casey Jones finishes in 11th, while Kyle Deering and Mark Cofield finished 12th and 13th. Jamie Libke and Kevin Price finished 14th and 15th, with Alex McQueen and Mark Holofield in 16th and 17th. 18th goes to Noah Hoagie Hogard, as he was our most popular driver in the YouTube.com live chat tonight. Matt Knights, Charles Abert, Skylar Daly, and Brock Price, who is the nephew of Kevin Price, make up the rest of your field this evening. 22 drivers started, 19 came across the line when the checkered flag waved. And unfortunately for some folks,
But I mean, with all of that, I mean, like you said, 22 cars take the field, 19 finish the race, and I mean, ultimately, tons of fun, tons of great action throughout the entirety of the field, and seeing everybody battle, loose conditions on fresh tires, fighting a little bit of a tighter condition as things worn out. I look to see these guys tackle IRP next week as we go short track racing. I believe it's going to be the first short track of the season. Everything else has been a mile or larger. So look for those guys to kind of tackle a little bit smaller of a race, and it's certainly going to be fun.
yeah, I mean, this is where the season kind of makes an interesting little turn. I mean, this week, of course, this coming week, that is, you're going to be at IRP, and then the following week you're going to be at Watkins Glen. And unfortunately, yours truly will be missing those two races, as this coming Sunday, I will be on an airplane going to Florida, and the following Sunday, I will be in Florida. So I will be back come the 30th for the race at Kansas. I know, folks, that they will have somebody more than competent sitting in my seat, assuming that we find somebody competent. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was going to say me. I sit.
White cane.
I was like, I sit in this chair, and I'm not that competent. So,
well, we're trying to keep the expectations low so we're not disappointed. But for myself, Dave Regal, and my broadcast partner extraordinaire, Mr. Jordan Brockel, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and making us a part of your evening. And, of course, we want to thank everybody for, all of our sponsors, INVets, Save 22 Above the Yellow Line, and, of course, our good friends here at Goat Locker Racing. And tomorrow and every day as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.